Genovese Captain Alan Baldie Longo was just one of many gangsters caught on a bug worn by family associate Michael "Cookie" D'Urso over a 3-year period. Cookie's recordings allegedly helped convict more than 70 mobsters and associates, including Liborio Barney Palermo, the alleged current boss of the Genovese crime family. But it was his conversations with Captain Alan Longo that provided some really interesting information, including one discussion about a planned hit on Genovese head Vincent Gigante by Gambino boss John Gotti. Let's check it out. Welcome to OC Shorts, bringing you detailed historical snapshots of the American Mafia and other organised crime. Feel free to subscribe if you like that sort of thing. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at Genovese Captain Alan Longo and his recorded conversations with mob informer Michael "Cookie" D'Urso. Michael "Cookie" D'Urso was a superstar informer for the FBI. For a 3-year period from 1998 to 2001, he wore a bug concealed in his $3,000 Rolex watch. He recorded over 500 tapes worth of conversations, including discussions with some high-ranking Genovese members. Cookie flipped in 1998, and he alleges that this was after a series of events over the years that culminated in his betrayal of his mob friends. Cookie's connection with the mob started back in 1986 when at the age of 16 he was a busboy at Ruggiero's restaurant in Greenwich Village. Ruggiero's was owned by Joseph Zito, a powerful gangster in the Genovese family, who at one point was acting boss. Cookie's cousin Sabato Tino Lombardi worked at the restaurant as a maitre d', as well as a loan shark for Joseph Zito. 8 years later, and Cookie's mob career is well underway, but it nearly came to an abrupt end. It was November the 30th, 1994, and Cookie was sat in a Genovese social club with his cousin Tino, who now at this point was a bookie for the Genovese family. The pair were ambushed while playing cards in a plot orchestrated by another Genovese associate, Carmine Pizza Polito. Polito owed Lombardi $46,000. Both men were shot in the head. Anthony Bruno, one of the shooters, recalled in court that D'Urso and Lombardi sat playing cards with Polito and another couple of men. Bruno said he had a .38 tucked into his waistband and was nervously pacing backwards and forwards nearby in the club. He stated, "I'm combing my hair in the club's mirror, and I just said to myself, screw it. I turned around and pulled my gun out and shot Mike in the back of the head. I pulled the trigger and I saw Mike's hair split as the bullet went in. Then Gianco Imbrieco jumped off the wall and started shooting Tino on the side of the head." Sabato Tino Lombardi died, but amazingly Cookie survived despite the gunshot to the back of his head. However, he would be deaf in one ear for the rest of his life. Unsurprisingly, Cookie wanted retribution, and he had the support of Genovese captain Salvatore Sammy Meatballs Aparo, who had taken the young D'Urso under his wing. Despite 2 alleged attempts by Cookie on Carmine Pizza, word came down that Polito was not to be touched. Many believe that Carmine Pizza was being protected by none other than the young but powerful Liborio Barney Palermo. However, Polito was ordered to pay Lombardi's family the $46,000. Cookie continued to have a successful mob career until he had a falling out with a powerful Genovese gangster. D'Urso received a threatening call from high-ranking Genovese mobster Frank "Fabi" Serpico. Cookie had beaten a clerk at a bookmaker's whose ineptitude had cost D'Urso some money. However, unbeknownst to Cookie, this bookie was connected with Fabi Serpico. D'Urso felt aggrieved at having received the threatening call from Serpico, as he was not only out of pocket, but he also felt that he was in the right. Finally, after being picked up for the 1996 murder of Johnny Boy Borelli, where it was alleged that Cookie had provided the murder weapon to Colombo mobster Vito Gusso and had also driven the getaway car, Michael "Cookie" D'Urso flipped and proceeded to wear a wire on his fellow mobsters for the next 3 years. Cookie recorded hours and hours of conversations, including one with Anthony Casso's son-in-law, Genovese soldier Paul "Slick" Geraci. Geraci was heard saying the classic line about mob life: "If you're not the kind of guy who is capable of hurting someone, You might as well stay home. As mentioned earlier, some of the most telling conversations that D'Urso recorded were with Genovese Captain Alan Baldie Longo. In October 2000, while schooling Cookie on aspects of the life in an Upper East Side cafe, Longo referenced the rumours that the Genovese family was a spent force. Longo said, "Don't let anyone tell you we're dead. We're not. Because Vito Genovese ain't here no more, Vincent Gigante is. We're here." Longo continued to state that the Genovese family is so much stronger than the other families in the event there was a war. Longo mentioned that they had 30 or 40 quality guys and listed Sammy Meatballs Aparo, P.T. Red Di Chiara, and Uncle Patty Falcetti. Longo then spoke to D'Urso about a potential hit on an informer that they might need Cookie for. The Genovese captain explained that they only selected certain individuals for such work. "If we ever step out and do something, we go to guys we can trust and do it. We ain't going to put guys on the line who are going to become rats a day later." In the same 4-hour meeting, Longo then reiterated the strength of the Genovese family, stating that it was only rivaled by Joe's family, which at the time in the year 2000 referenced Joe Messino and the Bonanno family. One of the most intriguing points to come out of D'Urso's recordings with Alan Longo was when the Genovese captain talked about Gambino boss John Gotti'S plans to whack Vincent Chin Gigante. Referring back to 1988, Longo talked about how Gotti was planning to whack Gigante and replace him with Genovese captain Alfonso ALlie Shades Malangone. In 1988, Alan Longo was the driver and bodyguard of ALlie Shades. Regarding what would have happened if Gotti had killed Chin, Longo recalled to D'Urso, "John Gotti was taking over. Because our friend, Malangone, grew up with him, we could make a deal, if Chin was dead." But apparently the plan didn't come to fruition because Lucchese mobster Anthony Gaspipe Casso couldn't be convinced to come on board with the plot. Longo explained to D'Urso, "If Gaspipe could have been talked into killing our friend, you know who would have been our boss? ALlie Shades. He was always up John's arse." Longo then continued to expand on the closeness between Gotti and Malangone, recalling how after a 1988 sit-down between Gotti and Gigante, ALlie Shades visited the Dapper Don that very same day, who proceeded to tell Malangone and Longo everything that had transpired. "I just met your friend," Longo quoted Gotti as telling them. "Come up in the apartment, I want to tell you something. What would Chin say if he knew I told you everything Chin told me? What would he say if he ever knew you told me stuff?" That was John, Longo told D'Urso. As stated previously, Michael Cookie D'Urso put many mobsters away with his recordings. And after his cooperation, he was given 5 years probation for his involvement in the 1996 murder and allowed to walk away with his wife Vanessa and $3.7 million worth of property in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I will cover more on D'Urso and his recordings at a later date. As a result of Cookie's work for the FBI, Alan Baldie Longo received 11 years for racketeering and stock fraud. He was released on November 24th, 2010. I hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching.